Hi guys, welcome to week 8 of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. This week's topic is, do you have and how did you find a matron or patron? And I can make this really short because my short answer, no, I don't. That's it, we're done. Kidding, I'm kidding. I had a little bit of a struggle with this because it has been a personal struggle of mine as to not having names. But really what it boils down to is I don't really feel like I need them. I have different deities that I've worked with at different points in time, but nothing to where it's been that sort of matron or patron relationships. And apologies, I have a bit of a cold I'm still getting over, so that's why I sound different. But yeah, I guess I've done a couple of different meditations and such. One of them, which was the same one where I came up with, not where I came up with it, because I was trying to pick out a new athame, pick your pronunciation, because I had lost mine. I knew where it was, but I couldn't find it because it was up in the attic because we had moved, and so it got put in storage, and I went and looked for it multiple times and finally just couldn't find it. And eventually, I just gave up and decided it was time for a new one. So I was trying to pick between a couple of them. I had narrowed it down to two. They're from Raven Tree Pewterer, and they are no longer making these particular, the daggers, the knives. They're not making them anymore because the cost ratio went up too high. So basically, I got one of the last pours. But I had a dream that I had narrowed it down to a spiral goddess and an owl goddess. And I was trying to figure out which one I wanted. And that particular night, I had a dream where it was just owls, like, flying at my face. But I was standing solidly, not, like, shrieking and running in horror. I got to find out later that when that does happen, that's not true. Because we had an owl out on the telephone pole, and it came and swooped towards me. Yeah, ducked. But anyway, that's what got me with the owl goddess, Athame. But therein, after that particular dream and deciding that I had, anytime I would do a meditation, maybe not every single time, but a vast majority of them, I would have a little owl that would come in the meditation and perch on my shoulder and just sit there for the rest of the meditation session. So that kind of solidified the power animal type of thing for me, and ever since that I've kind of had a little bit of a thing for owls. So, but one of the meditations I did after that dream, I had gone in and there was a big house structure, not modern, but in this particular place there was a whole, like, it was a room full of different things, different people, you know. I would say that they were deities from the meditation that I did. And one of them came over and put your hand on my shoulder and was like, "Welcome, my child." And then I, like, kind of looked around a bit. The details on that are still kind of fuzzy, but this is what I remembered was the, like, "welcome, my child" bit, which in hindsight is a little bit odd because it's kind of like when I was baptized as Lutheran, because it's how that paternalistic kind of thing, but those were the words that were chosen, so I'm sticking with it. And it was kind of Celtic Lenormand. The building itself was similar to that of being like the house card here. Of course, it's got to be all the way at the back of the deck. Somewhat similar to that, except it was sort of a combination between that and maybe like a longhouse. So that was a clue to me as to which pantheon it might be, and I'm still a bit fuzzy onto whether it would be Celtic or more of a Germanic heathen type of thing. I haven't really done too much research into it because I haven't really felt the need to. I tend to work fine on the abstract bit of just God and Goddess, or as I call it, Gigi. Um, Kind of, that was sort of a joke between my best friend and I. She had said something about she had a sort of a foster mom who had taken her in, and she's very religious, the foster mom, which ironically is the daughter of my grandmother's best friend. So we're all kind of connected. But she's very religious, and she was doing a typical, like, let go and let God. Well, sort of a joke on that, the play was let go and let Gigi, because Gigi kind of sounds like it could be your cool aunt. Gigi could be the one sitting at the end of the day with a martini in one hand, being like, all right, come on, we'll go talk about this. So that was our joke. On the other hand, I liked the concept of it being something simplified like that, down to Gigi. And it kind of, we still joke about that. Yeah, that's Gigi. Gigi will handle it. I also tend to spell it like I do for the cat in Kiki's Delivery Service from Studio Ghibli. G-I-G-I. But I don't know, I've never had, every once in a while it'll really bother me and I'll go looking. For the most part, I'm okay with not actually having names, and I think it was important to get this out there because it dawned on me that my normal number of like, oh, I've been paying for like 15 years. It's not, it's more like 20. But that, yeah, you can be on your path for multiple years and still not have that happen for you. Now, if I were in a situation where I had to choose a name or things, then I have ones that I would use as a placemaker, that I feel a connection to those. But they're not, I don't know, it just doesn't feel that different from just an average type of working. I have worked with Bridget, Breed, Bride. Again, pronunciations are lovely. I still have sort of my kitchen witchery kind of shrine is more or less to her. Because I did do a flamekeeping shift at one point when I was an active member on eCauldron. I kind of let that lapse, but other than that, I have a Millennial Gaia statue. She's going to come out for spring because she's been nagging at me. Yes, the statue has been nagging at me. I just recently got a statue of, it was my great-grandmother's. It's like a bronze statue of, she always called it Diana. Which it is, it's Diana. I'm just not sure if I feel the name of being Diana or whether it's more of an Artemis or type of thing. For me, which one kind of fits into that ironic there. I could name a statue, but yet when it comes to deity, I'm like, yeah, names don't matter. I have felt, because of the connection with the owls and stuff, I was looking at other statuary, excuse me, and one of the ones that came out to me was an Athena statue. The interesting thing about that particular Athena statue was that it had no face. It was just like the figure, and then she had an owl like on her shoulder, perched on her leg or something. I would need to look at it again, and she had a couple little feathers with her, but I found that funny that yet again, here's something that had no actual face. So I guess I kind of like it more in the abstract. I don't really classify myself as so much a soft polytheist versus hard polytheist. I consider myself to be like a jello polytheist. Not quite hard, not quite soft. Because I feel like the deities are all interconnected, and it doesn't matter who you are talking to, the message is going to get across to who it belongs, who it's intended for. And I also don't necessarily like the idea that a lot of softer polytheistic people go with, where all deities are kind of interchangeable. Like, that doesn't make sense to me in my brain that Zeus is the exact same as Thor. Like, that doesn't make sense. I can kind of get behind some of the aspect stuff because, like, I'm a mom and I'm a woman and I'm Danielle and I have all these many hats that I put on. I craft, I bake bread, which is what the ding was, if you heard it. I don't know if you heard it or not, but my bread needs to have the temperature turned up. So I kind of get that, but at the same time, it sort of doesn't fully resonate with me. I do kind of like the idea of the goddess and god of like 1,000 names, but at the same time, like, I don't see those names as being exactly interchangeable with the other pantheons of deities. Like, I think I kind of need to come up with a name myself, which is also why, because next month, I'm doing a ritual to Caffeina. I have things for it. Caffeina has really made a bit of a presence known because of this Caffeina ritual. I have a t-shirt, well, not a t-shirt, but a shirt to wear. I have plaques and different things, but I have this book, Finding New Goddesses, and then the older one, which totally the cover dates it. It's just kind of buried right now. It's called Found Goddesses, and it's very, very feminist, lesbian focused, which is hard to swallow. But there's lots of tidbits of great information in there. Even if it is things that are made up. I think all of the names were made up at one point in time. So I think that's where I kind of have that issue of it doesn't matter what you call them, they're going to get the message. Because at one point in time, they were all, whether it was, yeah, so I don't know, matron, patron, I'm still kind of seeking. I've kind of given up. Then again, I also don't have a actual, like, magical name either, so I suffer from indecisivitis. It's a problem. Bye.